You are listening to the Coach's Corner Show on KYNT, Yankton's home team. Now, let's get you caught up on Yankton High School athletics with KYNT Sports Director and the voice of the Bucks and Gazelles, Bryce Ladwig.
And good morning, the Coach's Corner. Bryce Ladwig in the studio, 1019 Broadway Avenue. I am not alone, however, I do have a couple of guests. You may know for the face of one, Brayden Butler was in last week. Right, Brayden?
Just a little bit last week, coming at the tail end, but I've been on here before. So unfortunately, you might remember my face.
And then this guy over here, color commentator of Yankton Bucks football, KYNT News Director, Josh Boelter. Josh, good morning.
Good morning. I thought my first name was this guy here for a second, but glad to be here. And
I've given you a lot of names, but half I can say on the air.
Yeah, true. Is this my first time actually on camera for the station?
I think, yeah.
It might be.
Say hello to the world.
Hello, world. Hi.
Oh, our viewers just dropped. I'm just joking. All right, welcome to the Coach's Corner. No coaches today. This is a special edition, if you will, as we have kind of, I'm going to call it just the highlight show, and mainly focusing on the sports that KYNTV broadcasts, and that would be three of them, right? So football, soccer, and volleyball. And so our top plays of the season, we'll narrate and go through them. But before we do that, I have Josh in here mainly because he wants to talk about Yankton Bucks football, being in the broadcast booth with me all season long. What a season for the Yankton Bucks, to say the very least. They get to the Dome. Obviously not the results the Yankton Bucks wanted, but getting to the Dome we talked about on the broadcast and the entire week afterwards. No one says we're going to the state title game. No one says we're going to the championship game. They say we're going to the Dome. It's a destination. It's an accomplishment all on its own.
Yeah, it really was, and it was a great season for the Bucks. They got over that semifinal hump, got to the Dome. An impressive season. Coach Muth winning Coach of the Year. I know on Tuesday the all-state teams will be released as well. Curious to see how many Bucks are on that. It really was an impressive season overall.
If only someone knew who was on that list. I know, but I can't say it. Neither can Brayden or you. So we know. Don't worry about it. I like knowing things, Josh. Okay.
Look, all I'm gonna say is maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, don't let any of this slip out, Brayden, because you're gonna be the guy that says, "Yeah, he made all state."
I let the intrusive thoughts win sometimes, and I do apologize for that.
See, I was just playing dumb over here, even though I knew. You guys are like, sure. Yeah, we know.
Plain, sure.
Yeah.
I don't have to play dumb. Don't you worry, man.
All right. Well, it was a great year. We had a lot of exciting moments away from football in the broadcast setting. Just name a few, but just getting attacked by bats at Watertown, almost falling to our death at Watertown as well.
Did that make this list?
Did the bats make the list, Brayden?
The bats did not, but there is a play from the Watertown game on the top 10 list, and it's very high.
Do you see bats?
No. I don't believe so, but they were swooping. If you go back, watch that game or start to end, you'll see the bats swooping around. Don't worry.
Yeah. Some people are calling me the Batman. Same.
The only person I've heard you call that, or heard call you that, is you. So
I'm someone. So that's what I'm saying. No, but it was a fun time. Not as many road trips. Well, only 4, and all of them turned out well. Huron turned out fine, and obviously on-field victory. But I'm talking broadcast setting wise. Josh, you always say you enjoy the road trips the best of the football season. Is that still the case after another year?
Yeah, road trips are my favorite. As much as I love being at Crane and home games are the best, I love road trips. There's just something about it that has always just been fun for me. It's a major part of high school football on Friday nights, and I love them.
I figure it's just because you control the music the entire way back.
That is true, but I'm usually the one driving. Driver picks music.
Hey, you ever notice I drive the entire way to the destination usually? Usually it's just no music on, it's just silence. I don't know why. It doesn't bother me. Just listening to all of you yap in the car. So it's all that matters.
Just us.
Yeah, just us. Never Trevin. Shout out to Trevin Ricklick, the one member of the crew who's not here. Not by design.
He kept great stats all year long, really kept us informed, also provided entertainment, to say the least, throughout the season. He's a really good guy.
And did our out-of-town scoreboard for us at halftime and a lot of the post games as well. So thank you to him. And we've already been through all the thank yous. That was at the end of the broadcast. Let's jump right in. Let's start with football. We have our top 10 football plays of the season on KYNTV. And then we have our top 5 Gazelles volleyball plays, as well as top 5 Bucks soccer, and then top 5 Gazelles soccer plays. A lot of highlights to get to. And let's just go ahead, and we will take a break because this is a show. I'm going to have to hit some breaks here. All right. But when we come back, we'll start with football. So good, guys?
Sounds good to me.
All right, this is the Coach's Corner on KYNT and KYNTV.
I'm Father Lacey, and hiking allows me to show my faithful spirit. Being out in nature allows all of those things to work together in my head so I can see how it's all connected. To be able to take these things that I'm pondering and draw them back into the ministry, into that life here at Mount Marty.
Show your spirit at Mount Marty University and schedule a tour today at showyourspiritmmu.com.
There are a lot of rates out there, and it can be tough to find the right one. Well, let's make it easy. With FNBO's special offer CD of 5.5% APY for 3 or 7 months, you can earn more, save more, and do more. That's 5.5% annual percentage yield for 3 or 7 months with a minimum deposit of $500 and an FNBO Premier checking account. Give your savings a great big boost with the Great Big Small Bank. FNBO, member FDIC.
Wherever you are in life, you've got plans. You need health insurance for today and for the future. You need Avera Health Plans. Coverage that connects you to community resources, fitness center incentives, and health coaching. You need a health plan that provides solutions for your business and for your family. Learn more at averahealthplans.com. Avera Health Plans, moving health forward.
Truxedo is proud to have been part of the Yankton community since its start in 2000.
One of the things I love most is that they believe in promoting from within. I've been given many opportunities to advance.
Truxedo has an extensive variety of benefits available to their employees.
The work environment at Truxedo is extremely positive.
We are looking for you to join our production team. Visit www.truxedo.com/careers to apply.
Olson Pest Technicians is a family-owned business since 1966, and with over 50 years of pest management, they understand your issues, and their well-trained team will help you solve your pest problems. Issues with cockroaches, ants, bedbugs, bats, termites, spiders, rats, mice, or other creepy crawling pests? Olson Pest Technicians can treat and cure them. Right now, they can provide grain fumigation on the farm and do one-shots for homes to keep pests out for the winter. Call Olson Pest today, 800-KIL-BUGS.
Hi, this is Rhonda Westland with State Farm Insurance in Yankton. It makes me feel good when a client says thank you for saving me money on my insurance, or thank you for taking the time to explain why I need more insurance. Now it is my turn to let you all know that I am thankful for each and every one of you, and to say thank you to all my valued customers. From my team and myself at my State Farm office here in Yankton, we wish you all a wonderful Thanksgiving and a safe and happy holiday season.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner. Bryce Ladwig, Josh Boelter, Brayden Butler in the studio. We'll call this the Coach's Corner highlight show, putting a final bow on the fall season as far as we're concerned here in Yankton. Of course, state volleyball wrapping up today over in Rapid City. So that is all happening. Rapid City. So wait a second. Yeah.
That's out west.
Yep, and Brayden, I'll let you lead us the way here on the Bucks football top 10 plays of the year on KYNTV. First of all, what was the criteria as you were the main one? We all kind of went over it, but you were the main one kind of picking these highlights out and kind of deciphering them.
So first rule, obviously, is cool is the rule. If it's a very cool play, you're going to get on the list. But after that, it's wanting to spread the love a little bit. I know there were so many plays from so many different guys. A lot of people stepped up. You don't make the Dome without a team full of guys making big plays all year long. So I tried to keep it as split up as possible, trying to keep as many guys on this list as possible because they deserve it. And also just big moments. If you have a big moment, a big play in a big moment, big players make big plays and big games. you're going to be higher up the list. And you'll see that with the number one play. While it may not be the biggest play, like the longest gain or anything you've ever seen, kind of burying the lead, number one on this list is the biggest moment, and we'll get to that, and you'll see why when we get to that.
All right, sounds good. So go ahead, lead us off. Number 10, what do we have?
Number 10, you never forget the first touchdown of the season belonged to Lucas Kamshoff on a quarterback run. Gutsy play from him, fighting through a couple tacklers at the goal line as he went to the left pylon of the end zone.
All right, let's take a look. Next door, Kamshoff takes a snap and keeps it himself, gets to the 10, to the 5, shoulder pass down, reaches for the near pylon, touchdown Yankton! You can count it! Lucas Kamshoff keeps it himself for the first Yankton score of the season. Yeah, that was a good way to start the season for the Yankton Bucks. Lucas Kamshoff, one heck of a year, and just what an incredible season. He just had surgery in UCL. I saw that on social media, so I'm assuming it's public at that point, but playing through what I'm assuming is pain, and really just an incredible season. Say you guys.
The kid gutted it out every single week. He was one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best quarterback in the state in Class AA. He's earned all of the praise he's gotten, and he was a driving force behind this team getting to the Dome this year, even through playing through pain.
What's number 9 after Josh? Sorry, my bad.
You're good. And I was just gonna say an underrated part of Kamshoff's game all year was his ability to scramble, and even on those design runs. I mean, he was really good. That's why he's one of the best quarterbacks in the state this year. And you saw right there on that touchdown, extending out, getting it across the goal line, and getting the score.
Absolutely. So I was rushed to go down the list here. Now, number 9, Brayden. What do we have?
We're sticking in that opening game against Mitchell. Shaler Platt, if you remember the first half of the season before he had to miss some time with injury.
Shaler. Oh, Big Diesel.
Oh, don't worry. You'll hear that in the play as well. But, yeah, Big Diesel himself, Shaler Platt. He had a great first half of the season. Unfortunately, missed 5 games, I believe, this year with injury. But that game against Mitchell really put him into the spotlight, taking over the lead running back role from Gavin Swanson from the year prior. And this one's a 17-yard touchdown run off the left side. Gets off a couple arm tackles as well from some Colonel defenders before he gets his way into the end zone.
All right, let's see it.
Platt and Cirque, a thunder and lightning combo for sure.
Low snap, Kamshoff recovers, handoff to Platt on the left side. And he gets to the 10, to the 5. You can count it! Big Diesel's in there for another touchdown. Shaler Platt, you can put 6 up on the board. I love saying Big Diesel.
I can tell. It's a great nickname. I got a chance to talk to him earlier in the year about it during our Buck in the Headlight interview. He loved it as well. He said he was working hard trying to get one of those nicknames. You've become kind of popular with the team, Bryce, with your distribution of nicknames.
Or people don't like that they don't have one. I'm sorry, guys. Okay,
they got to come organically. You can't force it.
Can't force it. Josh, give us some big Diesel talk.
Yeah, Big Diesel. Look, he missed part of the season with an injury, but when he was there at the first half, especially at running back, he made a big impact and really just a great player, and that you saw right there in that play.
No, absolutely. All right, number 8, Brayden.
Number 8, we go to the postseason here, the semifinal game against the T-Area Titans. First score of that game was a 50-plus yard touchdown from Lucas Kamshoff to the H-back Matthew Sheldon. Didn't get a lot of love as a skill position player, mainly on the defensive side of the ball, but Sheldon really came up big on this play against T and set the tone in that game.
All right, let's see it.
An empty backfield for Lucas Kamshoff. 4 receivers right side, 1 left. Kamshoff takes the snap. Pass to the middle to Matthew Sheldon. Brings it at the 40 to the T30 to the 20, the 15, the 10. And that is a Yankton Bucks touchdown. You can count it. Opening it up here. 10:57 to go in the first. The bombshell goes off. Matthew Sheldon. The Yankton Bucks lead 6-0.
How about Matthew Sheldon? You've seen him in that H-back flex position all year. He can run it. He can catch it.
The bombshell. What can you say about the bombshell, Brayden?
Kid's got burners. I don't know if people are
He's a junior.
Really realize it. He's a junior. He looks like he's 30. That is, talking to him a couple times, he is a man out there on the field. He runs like it. He plays linebacker like it. And what I like about that play is Sheldon showed his ability to run away from the defense. So he showed that second gear that maybe doesn't show up as much when you're power running as an H-back or lead blocking or even playing linebacker.
Yeah, and then next, as we'll get Josh's thoughts on that, but I'm looking ahead. I see one of my favorite plays of the season coming up soon, so preface that. But Josh, Sheldon,
Yeah, Matthew Sheldon, look, I mean, usually Brayden mentioned it. You think of him, you think defense, great linebacker. But on that, you saw a big play that he's capable of on offense, too, if you call his number. And it really was a tone setter for the beginning of that game. A lot of explosive plays for Yankton in that playoff game against T, and that was just one of many.
Yeah, one of many for sure. Now we're going to go to one of my favorite plays. Brayden, set it up.
It's a 2-for-1 special on this play. We'll start with the starting half of it is Bodie Thurman getting a pick early in a game in the regular season against the Pierre Governors. Read a Cade Kaiser pass perfectly, took it back deep into into Pierre territory, and set up the Yankton offense for the first score of the game, where Cam Schaff finds Austin Goebel on that right pylon on an arrow route, I believe. It was just immaculate plays back-to-back that really set the tone for Yankton and got them up early, and they carried that lead into the half.
All right, let's fire her up.
Thanks to the Sheldon bombshell. And now Kaiser. Pass to the left. Intercepted by Yankton! It's intercepted by Yankton! And I think that's Bodie Thurman trying to take it to the house. He'll be brought down in Pierre territory. At the Pierre, about the 25-yard line. He saw the route developing, Josh. He got right in front of the ball and just tried to take it straight home. He was caught up with, but what an interception by Yankton. Now knocking on the door into the Pierre red zone.
Yeah, how about the junior defensive back reading that little route into the flat there perfectly and able to take it into maybe possibly go for this on fourth if they can't get it here on third.
So third and short here, and pass to the near pylon. Austin Goebel reaches for the pylon. You can count it. Touchdown, Yankton. Austin Goebel had it right near the pylon, turned his body, kept his balance, got into the end zone, Josh.
Yeah, a good sequence for sure for Yankton, and gave Pierre one of their hardest fought games of the regular season, and just really was set up nicely. That really, as you said, Brayden, was the tone setter.
Yeah, set the tone early on, and you gotta give a shout out to Austin Goebel there. Like, it was a greatly run route, good concept. Cam Schaff found him, but he still got met at that pylon, was able to bounce and spin off of a tackler. So showing a little bit of a power from a guy who you didn't really see that a lot this season, showing more of his underrated parts of his game.
Josh, we saw that. I think we were thinking the same thing. This game is going to be a little bit different, and yeah, Yankton lost, but it was a hard fought game.
Yeah, for me, even though that's the game Yankton lost in the regular season, that's the game, especially defensively, that I feel like, even though we knew it, the rest of the state kind of realized really quickly, oh, this Yankton defense is different this year. It's really, really good, and that's just one of many turnovers they had this year. I believe they had a plus 20 turnover differential or something like that this season, and that was a big one right there.
I'll bury the lead. There are more turnovers coming.
Well, now I'm just done. Number 6, Brayden, what do we have?
Not quite a turnover yet, though. This one is Lucas Kamshoff again. Talk about him all season long, finding these his receivers for big plays. And this was one of his favorite receivers all year. Tucker Gilmore against Mitchell in the first game of the season, 59 yards. Gilmore taking it to the house from Kamshoff. It was a great play that set up a score, got into the end zone for a score.
And Cirque now in Kamshoff's right hip pocket. And Kamshoff tossed to the middle. Tucker Gilmore brings it in, and he has no one to beat. You can count it. Tucker Gilmore has the third score for the Yankton Bucks. What a play that was drawn up, and just the execution as he was wide open. But give Lucas Kamshoff credit as well. He put that ball, Josh, exactly where it had to go.
We heard it there. He put the ball exactly where it had to go. Lucas Kamshoff, what a pass. What a route for Tucker Gilmore as well. And one thing we never questioned going into the season was the accuracy of Lucas Kamshoff's arm. He showed it right there.
Yeah, he's a very accurate quarterback. Had a cannon on him as well. I'd see him in warm-ups uncorking long balls, and he was a very good quarterback throughout the season. And Tucker Gilmore was his favorite receiver throughout the year. And that seam route up the middle there that they showed on that play was something that worked for them throughout the year. I think it was a little closer play, but they ran it against Watertown as well that resulted in a touchdown. So great connection between those guys.
Yeah, talk about the connection, Josh. We saw that all year.
Yeah, rarely with a tight end you'll see a guy be both the security blanket and the big play guy, but that's what Tucker Gilmore was this year for this offense. He was really, really dynamic on both sides of the ball, but on offense especially. Like I said, he was the security blanket. If you need a check down, he was your guy for Kamshoff. Or if you need a play down the field, a lot of times it was also Tucker Gilmore.
We're at the halfway point of the top 10 Yankton Bucks KYNTV plays, Brayden. Who do we have at number 5?
At number 5, we have the guy who became Kamshoff's second favorite option, especially down the stretch. And this was a big play. It was a back shoulder ball to Carson Ness at the front pylon. Ended up being the game-winning touchdown against T in the playoffs, helping send the Bucks to the Dome.
Up of 3 missed extra points. This
Tonight's not the night. Peyton Peterson in motion. 4th and 8. Here we go. Yankton Bucks, Kamshoff to pass. Out to the near pylon on the left side. Is brought in by Yankton! You can count it! Carson Ness brings it in for the Bucks! The Bucks strike with 5:43 to go in the 4th. Yankton scores!
What a play there. What a ball from Kamshoff to Ness. It's been money tonight. Money all season. You saw it right there once again.
Straight money.
Straight,
Josh?
Yeah, straight money. And, and that play right there, that's textbook fade on that. Perfect throw, perfect catch. And they really developed a chemistry in the back half of the season that propelled the Bucks to the state title game.
Carson Ness became one of your favorite players, Brayden, to talk about in the office. We talk about all the Bucks players, but he became one of your favorites. I heard his name come out a lot, and you just like the way he plays.
He was just a guy where it felt down the stretch, and Yankton had a lot of guys like this, so I don't want to just say Carson Ness was the reason, but he just felt like when you needed a play, 12 was there at the end of the year, and he was really a big part of that team getting to the Dome late in the season. And yeah, he did become one of my guys down the stretch, but as we all know, I have a lot of guys, and they add more every single week.
Your list it's like a rogues gallery of just guys.
My list of guys ended up being, I think, 90% of the roster by the end of the year.
That's a good thing, though. Who do we have at number 4?
At number 4, we have Austin Goebel returning to the count again. This one, a kick return for 6 against the T-Area Titans. And this one was really big because it answered a kick return for a touchdown that T had just had on the previous play, showing maybe a little bit of anything you can do, Goebel can do better.
And there is the kickoff. It's to Austin Goebel, brings it in at the Yankton 19. He cuts to the middle of the field, left hash marks, now makes a nice cut, going right up the middle, to the 50, to the T40, to the T30. Did Yankton answer with a kick return touchdown of their own? Josh Boelter, yes they did. You can count it. Yankton Bucks score on a kick return touchdown. That is 2 kick return touchdowns in a row.
Wow, that's why there are 3 phases of the game.
Yeah, Josh, you're right. 3 phases, and special teams for Yankton was just as important as their offense or defense all season. Starts with coaching, then to Josue Trujillo, punter/kicker, the coverage teams, everything on special teams. We saw it right there. The return game, field position is key.
Yeah, and it's something, special teams is something that this coaching staff and these players have prided themselves on all year. They work on it a lot throughout practice, and when you have a dynamic athlete back there like Austin Goebel and you work a lot on special teams, that's going to happen from time to time. And a big play that really set the tone after Yankton gave up a special teams touchdown of their own, literally a play before that.
Brayden, what do you think the mathematical odds of having 2 back-to-back kick return touchdowns are? You used to be a math major in college, right, for a semester?
That was a semester of college as a
Did
math
we went
major.
about a month without making that joke?
Might have been my worst semester of college. I'm not going to lie to you, but I digress. I don't know the math on it, but your odds definitely go up when it's Goebel back there returning the kicks. We talked in the preseason heading in where he was one of the fastest guys in the class in the 100-meter dash in the track season, so we knew he was a big play threat coming in, and that was just a show of force by him answering with that kick return. It really kept the momentum in Yankton's favor because that kick return for a touchdown by T made it, I believe, a 14-6 ball game, and anything can happen at that point after Yankton had a hot start. Goebel gets that momentum right back on the Bucs sideline.
We're at our top 3. Number 3, Brayden, who do we have?
Another one of my guys, Edley Amaro, a sophomore defensive lineman who stepped up into a key role after an injury earlier in the year to Tyson Prouty, and he made a big play against Aberdeen Central, a strip sack that was ended up being picked up by Riker Frang in the end zone. So those two kind of teaming up for 6 points for the Bucs, and that made him a 14-2 ball game at that time in Yankton's favor.
And Lamar under center. He has a 2-back set. And quarterback, he was going to roll out to the right to pass under some pressure, and Edley Amaro is able to bring him down for the strip sack and the touchdown for Yankton. You can count it. Edley Amaro got to Lamar, strip sack.
Josh, if you're the Yankton Bucks, I think at this point you need to be more concerned if you aren't one of Brayden's guys.
Right, I think that's just the truth. But no, there's a lot of guys to like on this team, and this defense all year made plays. It was their calling card. As dynamic as that offense was, the offense for Yankton's always good. It's whether or not will that defense step up, and they did a lot of times this year and made a lot of plays, and you saw another one right there.
And there's still some youth on that defense as well, Brayden.
I know, as we just mentioned, Edley Amaro, a sophomore. We talked about Matthew Sheldon earlier. He was a junior this year at linebacker. Most of that D-line is coming back from talks with the coaches. I know they're losing Tyson Prouty, Frankie Enfeld, who stepped up big time during Prouty's injury as well. But it's still a young team that's going to get a lot of pieces back next year, and could just be a reload year for them. I do want to say one more thing about the guys thing, because it's not bugging me, but it's in the back of my mind. One thing that's really
we bothered him, Josh. We got him.
One thing that's really contributed to that, like having guys on this team, like being a fan of these kids, is every week on the Bucks Football Kickoff Show, getting the opportunity to talk to a handful of players every week. You really get on a better understanding of them, their motivations, how much they love Yankton, love the game of football, love the guys around them. And once you get into that kind of mindset with them, it's hard not to root for these guys every single week.
I just like making fun of you, but I got to make it all real. So.
Hey, it's still real to me, all right?
It's still real. All right, we're in a top 2. Brayden, who do we have number 2?
Top 2 at number 2, the fact check me if I'm wrong, but the longest play I found going back through the highlights this season was an 80-yard bomb from Lucas Kamshoff. He found Austin Goebel on a crossing route, and then Goebel ran away from the defense, this one taking place against the Watertown Arrows.
If it's not, it's definitely one of the longest. So go ahead and let's fire it up.
Yankton on their own, 28-16 to go in the third. Kamshoff back to pass in the middle. Austin Goebel has it. He brings it at the 40. He's to midfield. He has no one to beat. Austin Goebel, you can count it. Yankton Bucks extend the lead. A huge 80-yard touchdown reception for
Austin Goebel. Does it again, Brayden.
And you look at that crossing route, I do want to give a lot of credit to Kamshoff. I know Goebel ran away from the defense in the end, and that is a great play by him after the catch. But Kamshoff threw that into a tight window. You go back and look at that play. There are 2 Watertown defenders on either side of Goebel. He splits them perfectly.
All right, Josh, and Watertown, I forgot there was a great football game going on because I'll never stop talking about the Bats. That's all I remember.
Say the Bats did happen that night, but credit to Kamshoff. That's one of those where Yankton was down early in that game, and he made a couple big plays to Gilmore and to Goebel, and it really set the tone for that game. Really just a great performance. And then when you get in the hands of a guy like Goebel, he's big play almost every time.
All right. We've reached our number 1. Number 1 Yankton Bucks football play of the season. As Brayden said in the beginning, you could have picked almost any of them in the year. There's so many great plays. We had to pick 10 at some point. But Brayden, who do we have as our number 1 play of the season?
It's not the longest. It's not maybe the fastest play. It's not but it is the biggest by far for Yankton. Getting to the Dome was a culmination of all of these plays that we've seen so far, but only one could really be the last play of the season that sent them to the Dakota Dome for the state championship, and that's Carson Ness's game-sealing interception against T in the state semifinals.
Well, let's revisit probably the highest point of Yankton Bucks football in the 2023 season.
Receivers lined up on the far side of the field, one on the near. Conrad wipes his hands on his pants, takes the snap. He's looking to pass, rolls out. There's definitely a hold that will be called as passes in the air. Won't matter! It's intercepted by Yankton! Carson Ness with the pick. He slides to the turf! Wow, it looks like Yankton's going to the Dome!
What a play! Carson Ness, his second pick of the day. Yankton gets the pressure, and this defense steps up as it's holding on the offense here. And Bryce, like you said, Yankton well on their way, it looks like, to the Dome.
I think my favorite part of that is me cutting off Josh.
My favorite part was the play. Is a great play once again, and you can tell the emotion in both your guys' voices. We have a radio in the because I have to set up another booth when we're at Crane. Got a radio on behind me. Chills in that moment. The play by Ness, the call by you guys. Great season all around, and like you said before, leading into that play, probably the highest moment of the season for the Yankton Bucks, as you could see the joy on everybody's face.
Would you say it was the highest, Josh?
Yeah, and it was just the thrill, everything about it. As soon as you see Ness jump that route and make the pick, and it was just a great play. And I felt like it had to come down to the defense. The defense has been phenomenal all year, and Carson Ness, as he did, especially in the back half of the season, just making plays. And he went out there and made a play and sent the Bucks to the Dome on that play alone.
One of Brayden's guys.
Getting it done.
Getting it done. You're so mad right now.
Hey, if we need an extra segment today, I can give you my list of guys.
We want to keep the show under, I assume, 3 hours.
And if it's not limited to just Yankton Bucks football, let's all strap in. It's going to be a long.
I got a long list of guys.
A long list of guys. Anyone that's ever said hi to Brayden was really nice. He's like, that's my guy.
Being nice to me is one of the bare minimums to get on the list.
All right. Well, thank you to Josh Boelter. Final thoughts on the Yankton Bucks football season. I say thanks to you because you're going to leave the studio. We'll talk Brayden and I, Gazelles volleyball, and then the 2 soccer programs as well. So let's officially put a final bow on Yankton Bucks football. Say you.
Yeah, what a season. What a season. You know, you look at it, they go from 6-5 last year to 10-2 this year. They go to the Dome for the first time since 2015. Really just an impressive season, a really great football team. Came up short in the end, but in my opinion, that doesn't matter. They had a heck of a football season. And then from the broadcast standpoint, fun broadcasting with you guys and going on road trips. And it was just a lot of fun. And thank you to everyone who watched and listened. So, yeah, heck of a season. Wish it was August already.
Your favorite part was all the beat-up strips.
It's true.
Except that one, and it was at Aberdeen. Whatever.
We
got stuck trying to get around the beat-ups, and we couldn't find the parking lot. It's fine.
Yeah, don't tell the bosses.
It's fine. Everything works.
Everything works. Nothing's actually permanently damaged. Everything is just fine. All right, we'll take a break, come back, and let's start talking Yankton Gazelles volleyball, the top 5 plays of the season when we return.
Small businesses are the backbone of our community. CoreTrust helps your business thrive with checking, online bill pay, small business loans, credit card processing, local approval and support for government grants and loans, investments to grow your hard-earned assets, and insurance to protect them. All from CoreTrust, the community bank that's right down the street and everywhere you want us to be. Visit CoreTrustBank.com today.
Member FDIC.
Vision Care takes pride in the products we offer. That's why we offer a wide range of stylish and protective sunglasses from your favorite brands like Ray-Ban, Oakley, Maui Jim, and luxury brands like Fendi, Gucci, and more. Our experienced team will help you find the perfect pair of sunglasses to fit your face shape, your style, and your budget. Protect your eyes and look great while doing it. Call today to schedule an appointment.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
Traveling to Yankton for business or pleasure? Then book your stay at Yankton's 2 best hotels, the Fairfield Inn and Suites and Holiday Inn Express. Both are conveniently located to everything in Yankton. Both offer complimentary hot breakfasts and meeting rooms for business travelers. And if you want a great rate and still be able to change your reservation without a hassle, call either hotel direct. The Fairfield and Holiday Inn Express, 2 great hotel choices when visiting or arranging rooms for guests to Yankton.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Don't gamble. Insure with MT&RC Smith Insurance in Yankton, your independent agent for home, business, auto, life, and bonds. MTRCSmithInsurance.com.
At Triple Time Rudy's, you get convenient access to quality fuel products. Plus, you'll also find quality South Dakota products like Dimmock cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner lockers. With a local-friendly feel and unique product offering, Triple Time Rudy's is your local convenience store that supports schools and events and provides fuel discounts to Yankton's largest employers. For all of your daily fill-ups and convenience needs, pull into Triple Time Rudy's at 17th and Broadway.
Attention homeowners, if you've been on the fence about selling, I'd love the opportunity to sit and visit with you. With low inventory, now would be a good time to call me, Deb Speck at Vision Real Estate. I'll provide you with a free market analysis and a no-pressure approach. Call me at 605-664-5555 to find out if now is the right time to make a move.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
The start of a new school year is a good time to evaluate your children's healthcare needs, whether it is a doctor's checkup, replacing EpiPens for serious allergies, or renewing prescriptions for inhalers to treat activity-induced breathing problems. Hi, this is Michael from Yankton Rexall, and we pride ourselves in providing accurate prescriptions and appropriate medical information for your child's health. Good health contributes to good students.
Celebrating 100 years, your hometown pharmacy since 1923, Yankton Rexall.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner. We went through our Yankton Bucks football top 10 plays. Turn our attention to Yankton Gazelles volleyball. We, on KYNTV, did the Sodex 16 matchup. Brayden went to Sioux Falls, Washington for that. Other than that, we did as many home games as our schedule and logistically it would allow. Of course, we always want to do more, but Brayden Butler, the season's voice of Yankton Gazelles volleyball. It was a good season for the Gazelles, especially at the end, catching fire.
Absolute hot streak at the end of the season. 9 straight wins, starting with a senior night victory against the Pierre Governors in a 3-set sweep. And talking to players on the team, talking to head coach Taylor Stacy, they really viewed that game as a turning point in their year, where they were on the outside looking in of a Sodex 16 spot. They go on that run after that win against Pierre. They get up to number 14 in the class. They end up going to a Sodex 16. Unfortunately, their season came to an end to the Sioux Falls Washington Warriors, but it was a great year and really showed how this team came together in the end under first-year head coach Taylor Stacy.
All right, let's look at number 5. Who do you have as number 5 to start us off?
Number 5 is going to be a big block from a senior, Bryn Kenny. It actually helped secure the second of the win in that 9-game win streak against Beersford. Great play by her, getting the final point in that one.
All right, go ahead.
Yankton needs one more point to take the set and the match. Serve goes up and over. Dug out from Collar. Back set to Bryn Kinney from Camille McDermott. Saved by Limoges. Lyle with the set. Middle of the net to Sharp. Blocked at the net. Combination. Bryn Kinney, I think, got most of it. Macy Drotzman there as well. 25-14. The Gazelles win back-to-back games in 3.
Looking back at that play, I know you can hear on the call. I gave credit to both Bryn Kinney and Macy Drotzman. One of those bang-bang plays, quick in the moment. Bryn Kinney, great play at the net. Macy was there to help as well. But what a play by her, something that she excelled in all year long when she was out there on the floor. She was a great middle blocker for this team, a senior leader for this team as well, and a big point there to win that game against Beersford.
Yeah, and that was Beersford's always tough too, and so the Gazelles able to get that Class A victory. It's big for the program. And let's go to number 4.
Number 4 play is going to be the final point of set 1 of that aforementioned match against Pierre that kicked off their 9-match win streak. It's a power shot from Camille McDermott, a senior setter who showed that she can get up and get on the front foot of the attack as well when she needs to.
Christofferson with the set to Terwilliger. Diving effort made by Collar. Now set from McDermott. She's looking for Cameron Koletsky. She pokes it over, trying to get the soft touch, but can't get there. Falls to the net. McDermott with the power shot. That's the exclamation point for the Gazelles in set number 1. Camille McDermott puts the stamp on it, and that is going to do it.
Yeah, Camille McDermott, incredible senior season for her.
Incredible career for her.
Yeah.
All-time leader in assists for Yankton High School. She could do it all and did do it all for Yankton. And that one with the ball just floating back towards the net after a ricochet, she sends it right back home for a big point for Yankton. It was a great play and a great season for her and this entire Yankton Gazelles team.
All right, let's keep going down the list. Brayden, Gazelles of volleyball, our top KYNTV plays of the season. Go ahead.
Number 3, it was a great defensive effort in this play by the Gazelles, going up against the Huron Tigers, made a couple great scrambles for a point, and then Peyton Mosier was able to send it over into the back corner for the final point, securing the first home win of the season for Yankton.
We have match point in the Summit Activity Center in favor of the Gazelles. Mosier up and over, dug out by Huron, trying to return fire. Hines sends it over. Bump by Geary. Set back in the middle. Jay Geary blocked at the net. Saved by McDermott. Bump set. Mosier out of system. Drotzman trying to send it home. Can't get there. Huron Sending it back over. Smith with the dig. McDermott with the set. She's looking for Drotzman. Saved away by the Tigers again. Hines to Davis. Sends it over. Diving effort made by the freshman Smith. Bump set. Going to Macy Drotzman. Blocked at the net. Saved again by the Gazelles. Popped up by Drotzman. Mosier sends it over. And that one falls. Just hitting the back line. A play that looked like it was just sending it over to reset for Peyton Mosier. Gives the Gazelles their first home win of this.
All right.
It's a great moment. It was a great moment for the Gazelles. Had to be a great feeling for Peyton Mosier to secure that final point, getting the first home win of her senior season. A great feeling for all those seniors, but you going back and looking at that play, there are two freshmen making plays in that one. Jay Geary in the middle as she was trying to get on the front foot on the attack and send home a point. Couldn't get it in the end, but was really causing fits for the Huron defense. And then Madeline Smith, a freshman defensive specialist for Yankton, who could be in line to take over that libero role that's going to be vacated by Mosier with her graduation. A couple diving efforts there late that really set everything up. Top to bottom, that really shows the cohesiveness of Yankton as a team this year, and it was a great way to get their first win at home.
Number 2.
It's going to be 3-for-1 special here. Macy Drotzman.
That's cheating. I'm sorry.
It's cheating, but I made the rules, so am I really breaking them? I digress. It's going to be Macy Drotzman in the final home match of the regular season against the Brookings Bobcats. The first 3 points of set 1 were all set up to Macy Drotzman, and she sent all 3 of them home.
Opening serve, it's up and over, dug out by Koletsky, bump set from McDermott, looking for Macy Drotzman, just hits inside the back line, and the Gazelles get the scoring started here in set. Now trying to push it over, just push it over for Brookings. McDermott set, middle of the net, looking for Drotzman again, 2 points to start this one for the Yankton Gazelles. Both of them have been from McDermott, looking for Ava Collar, blocked at the net. Now it's a bump set from McDermott, trying to form the attack for Yankton, looking for the back corner. Macy Drotzman got it again, perfectly placed.
Yeah, that's a way to start.
It's a way to start. She was a fire starter for them all season long, Macy Drotzman was. She'll be continuing her career in Yankton at Mount Marty University. Should have mentioned earlier when I was talking about Peyton Mosier, she's also going to the next level. She'll be in Mitchell at Dakota Wesleyan. So 2 players that are going to have to look across the net at each other for the first time in a while. I had the chance to talk to Drotzman about that earlier this year when she officially signed, and she said it's going to be surreal, but she's happy that they both can continue playing the game they love at the next level.
And Camille McDermott also playing at the next level. I don't think we're privy to share that. I'm not sure if it's completely public yet, but that will be announced in the near future. But just give her credit as well. She's also continuing her volleyball career, and we mentioned a lot of these Gazelles just really excelled and just kind of put the extra effort going into their senior seasons as well. Just very proud of all of them.
And it's hard to say things that have not already been said about the Yankton Gazelles senior class this year. They fought hard, they fought through adversity, and they really came on strong at the end of the year. If you talk to head coach Taylor Stacy, she speaks so highly of the Gazelles seniors and how they helped her transition into the role. And you can really feel the emotion and connection that the players have with each other and with their coach.
And actually, yeah, never mind, it is public. So yeah, Camille McDermott going to Spring Hills College in Alabama, playing traditional or indoor volleyball, as well as sand or beach volleyball. Or is it sand?
I think they're interchangeable. I believe beach volleyball. I don't know what the
sand.
Sand volleyball. I was gonna say I don't know what the beach situation is like in Mobile, Alabama.
There's beaches there. Huh.
Is it on the Gulf Coast then? Or?
I think it's inland, but I lived in Georgia, so just a neighbor.
Back in the day. I know. Congratulations to her once again, and I'm glad we can talk about that a little bit. As you mentioned, D2 school, so that's a very big 3 players from this senior class going to get to play at the next level.
Yeah, very happy for her as well. Number 1 play in the Yankton Gazelles volleyball season, Brayden.
Well, we just spent a couple minutes talking about Camille McDermott. So last play might as well be her. An ace to secure a win in her final home match against the Brookings Bobcats. A great way to end the home season, as they did have one more game in the regular season on the road, but that was a great send-off for the Summit Activity Center faithful, those who have followed the Gazelles throughout their career. And it's fitting that McDermott, who's rewrote the record books, was able to get that final point in her final game.
24-21. Back to serve goes Camille McDermott. McDermott, the senior, sends it over, and it's going to be a service ace. Camille McDermott puts the exclamation point on this Halloween victory for the Gazelles, their 9th straight here.
Yeah, as you mentioned, that's a good finale for the Summit.
That's a great way to end her career at home. I know a couple games left in the season still after that with Watertown and then the Sodex 16 game, but that was a great send-off for not only her but the rest of that senior class. They are more than deserving of the praise they get and what they've contributed to Yankton High School, especially their volleyball program.
Congratulations to Yankton Gazelles volleyball. Of course, we'll have it again next year. And some new faces will come up from the JV ranks or freshman ranks, up the ladder from sub-varsity to replace some seniors. And it's just really nice to see a very healthy program.
And that's something that Coach Stacy and I talked about in the post-game of the Sodex 16 matchup after Watertown. It's hard not just to focus on those that are leaving the program in a moment like that, but the future is bright for the Gazelles. They carried 4 freshmen on their varsity roster, which is something that's very good for the health of the program in the future.
Oh, absolutely. We're going to go ahead and take a break here on the Coach's Corner, come back and start talking Yankton soccer. Good morning here from 1019 on Broadway Avenue.
It's time for your seasonal flu shot. Flu vaccine is recommended for all those aged 6 months and older. Appointments are recommended. Call 665-7841 to schedule yours today. Walk-ins will be accommodated. Insurance billing available, and most major insurances are accepted. Learn more at YanktonMedicalClinic.com. Seasonal flu shots. Just one more way Yankton Medical Clinic provides so much care, so close to home.
The other day, a gal came into the UPS store to drop off a package. On her way out, she noticed the print sample wall and asked if we could print invitations. The answer was, yes, we can. Hi, this is Doug at the UPS store in Yankton and Vermilion. For over 7 years now, the UPS store has been helping hundreds of customers with their printing needs. From basic copies to business cards and invitations to posters, we can print them. Stop out and ask about our current print specials and see how we can help with your printing needs.
It never fails, Brayden. When the rejoin music hits, you and I are just like...
You gotta get a good head bob in.
Yeah.
It's a great rejoin music. Whoever picked it, pretty solid guy.
Yeah, he's the best.
It was you, wasn't it?
All right, let's start talking Yankton Gazelles soccer. Our top 5 plays on KYNTV on the season. And Gazelles soccer, rough in the record books, but more growth for the program. That is, at the end of the day, we had to look for a silver lining. That's the first one that comes up.
And with talks with head coach Tyler Schering and just seeing the team from year to year, we knew there would be some seasons of growth. I know this is a team that had the highest highs just a few years ago with a state title in girls soccer in Class AA, but it's been a very young team. A lot of players in last year's squad were 8th graders, or 2 years ago's squad were 8th graders, which means this season a lot of them were freshmen and sophomores, and another senior class graduates, and there are going to be some key players from that are going to be missed, but you can just keep seeing the future come to light. And honestly, the future comes up right away in play 5 if you want to get into it, with Elena Monin in goal, who was a freshman, split time in net with Hannah Kruger this season, but played very well when she was between the posts.
Let's do it.
Molenmeister now trying to find an opening. She's got a couple different Gazelles on her. Tries to get around Carly Chop, take the shot, parried away by Monin. Ball still in play in a dangerous area. Gets knocked away.
All right.
And listening to that play, it was the first save of the match for Elena Monin against Mitchell, who were the eventual state runners-up, to the Harrisburg Tigers, and I believe that was the only match Mitchell lost all season long. Yeah. So Harrisburg's soccer program, great again, but that was the first of over 10 saves in that match for a freshman against one of the most potent attacks in the state throughout the season.
She was kept busy, is what you're saying.
She was kept busy, and she worked really well throughout the match, and that was the first of many on that day, and got a good keeper between the posts for the future. Hannah Kruger, the other keeper as well, is an underclassman, so 2 very good goalkeepers who showed out throughout the season.
All right, who we have at number 4?
Number 4 is going to be a goal, the first goal of the year. Chloe Foote with a free kick goal against Sioux Falls Lincoln in the last minute of the first half against Sioux Falls Lincoln in Game 1.
We'll be right around a minute to go in this first half by the time this free kick is taken. Could be one of the last true opportunities for either of these teams to score. Free kick taken into the box, and it's going to go too far to the Yankton goalkeeper. Gets out of her hands. Excuse me, that was Sioux Falls Lincoln's goalkeeper. It looks like Ayana Becker got to the end of it, and if she did, she scored the first goal of the season for the Yankton Gazelles. I believe actually they're going to say it went in off the free kick. Becker didn't get to it before it crossed the goal line. Interesting to see who they officially award that to, but no matter what, and they do award it to Chloe Foote. The free kick taker gets it through the gloves of Niemeyer in goal for Sioux Falls Lincoln, pushed the first goal.
That'll do it.
There's been no more fitting name than Chloe Foote for this soccer team, and feet, whatever you want to say she used. She found the net very well on that free kick, getting the opening goal of the 2023 season for the Yankton Gazelles. She's been another key part of this Yankton team, and set pieces were really big for Yankton this season, especially early on with that goal, and then later on a game against Brookings. Which I can't bury the lead too much because that's coming up, but I digress.
All right, well, keep going. I like you're going here with Gazelles soccer.
Well, my issue there was I was introing play 1. We still have the number 2 play this season, which was Hannah Kruger in between the sticks at the goalkeeper position. Her and Elena Monin, like we said, split time, and both of them played really well. This one, a double save, back-to-back plays off of an initial 3 kick. This is number 3, excuse me. I'm all over the place for a second, but I digress. But it's number 3 for Hannah Kruger here. Double save against Brandon Valley in a game that ended in a 0-0 draw. So these were crucial plays for Hannah Kruger.
Be netted from this far out before this season. We're under 6 minutes to go in this first half. This is a big moment here for both these teams. Ball heading towards net, knocked down by Kruger. It falls to a couple Lynx players, and Kruger able to get her gloves on it again. Multiple bodies falling to the turf here at Crane Youngworth Field. And we have another whistle as there was a lot of players.
Great defense there for the Gazelles.
Great defense. It's something that defensive back line, they really found themselves multiple times this season. They were under duress sometimes because teams like Harrisburg have just an innate ability to control the ball and keep it in your half. I bring up Harrisburg because they were state champions, but a lot of teams in Class AA have just an amazing ability to control possession and put you under constant duress. And that Gazelles defense stood tall throughout the season, and Hannah Kruger, that double save there was a big part of it.
I see our next highlight highlights one of the younger talents coming up in the Gazelles soccer program.
Freshman forward Ayana Becker. She was able to steal the ball away at midfield and run through free on goal, and she outpaced the defense, which, for those who maybe haven't played soccer, it's difficult to run at your full speed while also trying to maintain possession of the soccer ball. So she was able to do both well, took a couple long touches to get behind the defender, and then slotted it home.
I am a legend in the Aberdeen youth soccer fields.
I think I broke a record one time for red cards in like 6-year-old soccer.
So I broke a record for bench minutes.
I just like to slide around, man. I saw one too many slide tackles on TV and thought, oh, I just got to take them out at the knees. I played 1 year of soccer.
You see it? We're great. All right, let's go ahead and play the highlight.
As that ball is taken away by Ayana Becker. She takes a long touch. She's got one defender to beat, and she is by her right now. One-on-one with the goalkeeper. Ayana Becker tries to slot it in right side, and she does. The free run on goal by Ayana Becker ties us up at 1-1, showing the speed from the freshman up top. What a play by Yankton to get it up to Becker, and then she was able to beat everybody in a foot race. 1-1 with the Mitchell Colonels. Yankton has them tied. 8:17 remaining.
I'm excited to see her continue her Yankton Gazelles career.
And this now freshman class, we've talked about it last year as 8th graders. They really have a lot of potential, and they're trying to put it all together. And that's not to take away from the classes above them on this Gazelles team either. They are very good as well. But when you have a class as large and as you can see the potential with these younger players on this Gazelles team, it's not hard not to get excited about the future. And as they continue to grow with each other and as a team, it's going to be special. And another one of those freshmen actually come up and play number 1.
Number one.
It kind of buried the lead earlier, so I do apologize for that. But it's Jocelyn Elwood on a free kick goal early on in the first half against Brookings. Came about the 38-minute mark, so about 2 minutes into the match. She comes up for a long free kick that curls into the back of the net.
We are here in the Fairfield Inn broadcast booth for this one. Kick up and away off the free kick, and that one curls into the net. What a goal, what a shot for the Gazelles, and Jocelyn Elwood curls that one into the side netting. So it's a fitting time to talk about our key player of the game.
number 1 play on the season. Also apologize for the pregame graphic being up on the screen. I don't know if it was a you thing or a me thing, but I think what we can agree on, it was Josh's fault.
I'm down to blame Josh. No, but that's one of those things where, nobody's perfect at the end of the day, and that was a switch. That was the second half of their doubleheader against Brookings. There had been a long rain delay in the boys' game to start. I think we were just all frazzled by the end of it, and ended up getting the graphic down, unfortunately, after that amazing goal by Jocelyn Elwood. So big credit to her. She had a great season. She's another part of that freshman class this year that really, really showed out for the Gazelles.
And you're right, Josh isn't perfect. So
I'm down to blame Josh. He doesn't even know he's here. I'm going to take one of his Josh Boelter dollars while we're at it.
There you go. I'm just giving him out like candy now. All right. Well, that was Gazelles soccer, as I said. It was a great year for growth. I'm looking really forward to the Gazelles soccer program continuing to elevate with all this young talent.
Yeah, it's going to be good moving forward. They got the right pieces. Now it's all about just extracting that potential from them.
All right, we'll take a break, come back, and go into Yankton Bucks soccer here on the Coach's Corner.
Sports injuries can be the result of competitive activities, but can also happen by just participating in leisure activities too. If you're experiencing pain as the result of your chosen activity, consider chiropractic care. I'm Dr. Mackenzie Erlinson with First Chiropractic Centers. We have experienced chiropractors that work with sports injuries every day. Our treatment options are aimed to minimize pain, reduce recovery time, and reduce risk of future injuries. Visit First Chiropractic Centers, making life better, one adjustment at a time.
Don't wait for the snow and cold to get here. Now is the time to get your garage and shop doors repaired and serviced before the winter season. It's time to call the Garage Door Professionals. This is Cody Miles, owner of Upper Midwest Garage Door. We will service your door for less problems this winter. So if your garage or shop doors need replacing or just a tune-up, get started today with your local independent Clopay dealer, Upper Midwest Garage Door. Give us a call, stop by, or learn more at uppermidwestgaragedoor.com.
Everyone loves something different about our buffet, which is good because buffet has something for everyone. This is Annie from Yankton Pizza Ranch. Come in and fill your plate with good food that makes you feel good inside. Don't see your favorite pizza on the buffet? Request it using Buffet Your Way. We'll make it, bake it, and give you the very first slice. Grab the country's best chicken paired with tasty sides and finish off with sweet cactus bread at Yankton Pizza Ranch.
Do you really think it's a good idea to buy insurance off the internet? After all, it is insurance. It's not a commodity like a toaster. It's a contract to protect what you value most: your home, your car, your business, your health, and even your life. You need a professional, in-person agent to make sure you have the right coverage to fit your family's needs. Schedule an appointment with us today. Missouri River Associates, 665-6885.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner. Bryce Ladwig and Brayden Butler here in the studio, going over our top plays on KYNTV in the fall season. We've done Yankton Bucks football, Gazelles volleyball, Gazelles soccer. Now it's time for Bucks soccer. And, Brayden, it was quite a year for Bucks soccer. One of the top programs in the state. Obviously, didn't turn out well in the playoffs at the end of the day, but still a successful season nonetheless.
Ended up falling in the playoffs to Sioux Falls. Jefferson out on the road up in Sioux Falls, a 1-0 game where both teams were battling back and forth, but there's not enough you can say about the Yankton Bucks this season. They really, coming from 2 years ago in that state title, bit of a lull last year, more middle of the pack season, right back near the top again this year. It's a very good Bucks program. It's well built. It's well run. And they had a good mix this year of senior leadership with guys like Ty Bindi and Lance Dannenbrink and Simon Schultz, to name a few, and young talent, underclassmen like Christian Pacheco, Tony Guitron, Byron Jimenez. It's a great group of guys out there for this Yankton Bucks team. The future is bright, and so was the past as well.
Yep. And we're coming kind of tight on time, so we're going to go through these. Number 5, here we go.
Falls into the arms of Jackson Kronberg. Kronberg off of the boot. Has it down the field. Christian Pacheco takes the ball away, and he's got space. He's trying to beat 3-4 defenders and the goalkeeper, and he does! Christian Pacheco scores the first goal of the season for the Yankton Bucks, and he puts them up 1-0 over the Harrisburg Tigers with 21:55 remaining. Christian Pacheco in a foot race that he did not plan on losing as he puts it into the back of the net. 1-0 Yankton leads over Harrisburg.
All right, and I realized I actually cut you off before you explained what it was, but what did we just watch and or hear?
So what you saw there was Christian Pacheco scoring the first goal of the Yankton Bucks season against Harrisburg, a guy who really showed out last year, the year prior to this as a freshman. It's difficult being past the season, but still wanting to say last year because calendar years, but yeah. I digress. His freshman season really showed those glimpses, came out firing in his sophomore year, got the first goal for the Bucks there against the Tigers.
Number 4.
Number 4 is going to be Kevin Ortiz, who carries an absolute cannon of a left foot. This one, 37 yards out in the run of play against the Brookings Bobcats in the first half of their matchup. It was just an absolute wonder strike from him from a long way out.
Dannenbring working it into the midfield, lays it off to Kevin Ortiz. Ortiz trying to find an option. He's just going to take a pot shot from a long way out. What a missile strike from Kevin Ortiz. 37 yards from net. And he puts it in the back top right corner. 24-23 to go in this first half.
Yeah, a wonder strike indeed, that's for sure.
And he's a guy who it's not the first. It wouldn't be the last time he did that this season. Sorry to spoil something, but he is an absolutely exceptional player with a great boot on him.
You're spoiling yourself. What you're doing.
I love talking about these plays because these guys and I did it before with the Gazelles. So these guys and girls have amazing plays throughout the season. And it's hard just to be like, it's like, have you ever bought somebody a gift and you're just sitting there like, guess what I got you? That's me.
I'm actually the worst. I can never wait to give someone a gift. I'm the worst.
These plays are my gift to you, the viewer, our listener at home, as well as these players to get a little more recognition once again on these amazing plays they've made.
All right, let's keep going down the list, Brayden.
We're at number 4, and it goes to Simon Schultz, who off of a corner kick, jumped up, number 3, jumped up and had a little bit of a scissor kick off of a corner, put it in the back of the net. It's a very beautiful play done by him, showing the agility from a guy who usually spends time in the defensive back.
Now I gotta say it went off of a Brookings player, so it's gonna be a corner kick here for Yankton. Big corner coming. Wind picking up a little bit. Guitron swings it in. Low driven cross and jumping effort made back post. Another senior captain makes the goal. It's Simon Schultz putting it into the back of the net. 2-0 now Yankton lead. And Dannenbring and Schultz celebrating how the rest of the Bucks getting involved as well. Kevin Ortiz almost took Simon Schultz down.
And not much can be said that hasn't already been said about Simon Schultz in the senior class. Him, Ty Bendy, Lance Dannenbring, among others, were really the 3 captains this year. They led this squad, and that was a great play from Simon Schultz. It's the perfect time to transition from one captain to another. Lance Dannenbring missed the early part of the season with an injury that he suffered over the summer. Came back, his first home match back for the Yankton Bucks. He makes a run through from about midfield, takes the ball away, lays off a pass to Jack Pedersen, gets it back, puts it in the back of the net. It's very well run for him.
Trying to play down the right wing to Wangandombi. Taken away. Dannenbring on the ball now for the Bucks. Lance Dannenbring making quite a run into the midfield, lays it off to Jack Pedersen. He tries to play it back inside, 2-man game. Dannenbring, if he can run onto it, left foot, it's in the back of the net. What a run from the midfield up top for Lance Dannenbring. Puts the 7th goal of the match on the board for the Yankton Bucks. Lance Dannenbring getting his first goal back at Crane Youngworth Field after missing the first couple games.
That's one way to come back from an injury.
One way to come back from an injury, and he's looking better on the field than I have ever ran. You come back from, it was a leg injury for him too, I believe a knee injury. So like for him to come back from that and show that fluidity and speed out on the field, it made me tired watching it. I can't imagine. He was great all season long. That was a great way to reintroduce yourself to Yankton's fans. And we'll go to play number 1 now. The top play the top play of the season. Here's that man again. It's Kevin Ortiz. Caught me off guard. You'll be able to very much tell that at the start of this. He's lining up for a free kick from 53 yards away from the goal. So I assumed I was safe to look down, get some names and numbers ready so I could get set after the free kick. I was wrong. He hit this thing from 53 out.
Number 1.
and that is going to end up in the back of net. I was trying to figure out who was getting underneath of it. Kevin Ortiz from a different area code hit that one from the Nebraska side of the river, and it ends up in the back of the net. The Bucks lead 3-0. What a play for Kevin Ortiz.
Any excuse to say number one, Brayden.
Any excuse to say number one, and that is by far number one. That's the number one soccer play I've seen in general in a while. 53 yards out on a free kick from basically from the halfway line basically is ridiculous, especially at the high school level. I said it before, I'll say it again. Kevin Ortiz, he's got a cannon of a left leg, and he put it perfectly. The placement as well was perfect as it dropped just in front of the crossbar. It was very well run. Didn't know he had that one in his bag of tricks, but he definitely pulled it out and made me realize that you can't take your eyes off of Yankton Bucks soccer, especially if it's Kevin Ortiz standing over a free kick.
No, absolutely, and that does it for our top highlights of the season. Congratulations to all these programs again. It's been a blast covering them on KYNT and KYNTV, and of course all the other sports as well that we did talk about today. Just broadcast them, but all the fall activities and sports successful top to bottom. And congratulations to all the coaches from all the fall sports that have come into the studio, supported us to let us cover you. Enjoy that Pizza Ranch pizza. That is, we didn't get that this morning though. That was my fault. I didn't reach out. I should have reached out, Brayden.
You know, sometimes you make me sad, and this is one of them.
This is one of the sad moments.
But it's all right though.
No, but this is also going to be the last studio show of the season. From now on, it will be still on KYNT and KYNTV, but you won't see my live face anymore, and I know that's going to break a lot of people's hearts. And I just want to say I'm sorry. A lot of people.
I will give you something I said earlier in the football segment and just say maybe.
Maybe, but don't worry. I'll still be there. The Coach's Corner isn't going anywhere. We'll be back next week. Like I said, not a live studio show, but it will still be live on KYNT and KYNTV. Brayden, thank you for everything you've done. Don't worry, it's not like it's the end of anything. We're just turning our attention to winter. It's already around the corner.
So you're not handing me my walking papers when we get out of here?
No, we're literally just going, all right, well, that's the fall. I just wanted to put a bow on this entire fall season.
It's nice to get like a proper wrap-up for this season. And
throughout the year, sorry to cut you off, throughout the year, the last like 4 shows of the fall season are all kind of their own wrap-ups because certain sports end. You kind of keep going down the list, but I just wanted one cumulative show to be like, all right, fall.
We can put that on the back burner until next August and focus our attention on the winter athletics, basketball, gymnastics, wrestling. If I'm missing anything off the top of my head, I'm sorry, but I know those 3 off the top of my head were things I've been looking ahead. They're starting up here very quickly.
Yeah, very quickly indeed. So again, thanks to all of our sponsors. And do you have anything else you want to add?
I do want to say just one more thing. I don't want to get too long-winded because I have a tendency to do that. But I do want to thank you and all the sports we cover in KYNT for giving me the opportunity to be part of these broadcasts and follow these teams. It's been absolutely amazing to be technically a part of these teams and their journeys throughout the season. It was a lot of fun covering Bucks and Gazelles soccer and Gazelles volleyball this year, as well as football running camera for you.
Guess I'll have to shred these termination papers now.
That is literally my top plays list, I think. No, it's never mind. That's not, but still, I digress.
No, but I appreciate you saying that. It's been a blast having you. And like I said, we're just continuing into the winter, so it's just going to keep on going on.
I'll still be around. I'm your camera guy for basketball, so I'll be around.
And calling some games as well. So looking forward to that. But for everyone else, thank you to all of the sponsors. Go Bucks, go Gazelles, go enjoy the rest of your weekend. This has been the Coach's Corner.